Listen to me. What I'm about to tell y'all might actually get this video pulled. This ain't no clout-chasing YouTube headline. This is real court paperwork, real text messages, and a deal that was never meant to go public. Exposed by the one person who refused to stay silent, King Von's mama. She just filed a $50 million lawsuit, and what's in it? It ain't just shocking. It's strategic. She didn't just name names, she connected dots. Dots that lead from Von's circle to the industry boardroom, from fake friends to executives at the top of the food chain. And buried in the middle of that lawsuit is a reference to a hidden deal, a contract, a pay-or-play clause signed weeks before Von was killed, allegedly created to protect label investments if Von couldn't be controlled. Now the internet's losing its mind. On Von's unreleased lyrics are being decoded like prophecy. Twitter threads are connecting label moves. Former insiders are coming forward. And get this, one source even claims Von found out about the deal right before he died. And that's why he pulled up that night. Not for a fight, not for a party, but for answers. And the answers he got cost him his life. Now the family's fighting back. The fans are waking up. And somebody at the top is sweating bullets. Because this lawsuit isn't just about justice anymore. It's about who signed what. And who cashed in after Von took his last breath. Let's get into it, but just know, this story might not stay online for long. They said it was random. They said it was street beef. A fight outside a hookah lounge, wrong place, wrong time. But what they didn't say, and what they never wanted to say, is that King Von might have known he was walking into a setup. And now, his mother just did what nobody in the industry thought she had the heart or power to do. She filed a $50 million lawsuit, and inside that lawsuit, she exposed the deal that made Von's death profitable. Court documents confirm it. The paperwork is real. The date is stamped. The names redacted in the public copy, but insiders already know who's being circled in bold ink behind the scenes. Because this ain't just about the man who pulled the trigger, this is about the people who benefited once Von was gone. And when you start following the money, it doesn't stop at rappers, it climbs all the way up the label food chain, right to executives, attorneys, and if the rumors are true, a marketing rollout that was drafted before Von even died. The first red flag, a clause buried deep inside a licensing agreement Von's team signed in October 2020. It was worded in legal jargon, but one insider broke it down like this. If Von didn't comply with certain promotional obligations, or if he became unavailable due to incarceration or death, the label could trigger a contingency clause that gave them full control of his masters and an additional cut of his merch. Death was literally part of the paperwork. Von didn't know about this clause until late October, according to someone close to his camp. Someone who spoke under strict anonymity and claimed that Von confronted one of the execs via FaceTime, saying, "Y'all think I ain't reading ST? Y'all trying to play me like a puppet." The vibe changed after that. Suddenly, Von was being told to stay off lives. Studio bookings were being canceled last minute, appearances postponed, and the people he trusted most started going quiet. Then came the call. According to the lawsuit, Von received a phone call the night before his death from someone listed as a coordinating affiliate. The exact name is redacted, but what's not redacted is what the caller allegedly said. Paraphrased in the legal filing, "We need to squash the noise. Pull up to Monaco. It's light. Just you and two." That one line matches exactly what Von's sister hinted at in a now deleted tweet back in 2021. He didn't want to go. He felt off, but someone he trusted told him it was safe. Trusted, and that's the word that keeps showing up in this case. Because the more you dig, the more it becomes clear Von didn't get caught slipping. He got led, and the most terrifying part, the breadcrumbs were always there. An old DM from Von, dated November 4th, surfaced on Reddit last week. In it, he tells someone, "They moving weird. Gang, if anything happened to me, check the contracts. Check the contracts." The same message his mother reportedly told the legal team when she brought in an independent investigator, someone who's worked RICO cases before. According to court leaks, the investigator discovered 3 separate payment transfers made days after Von's death to consultants connected to a label group based in New York. The total, over $700,000. Who were the consultants? What were they being paid for? And why did one of them delete all social media within 48 hours of the transaction? Even more disturbing is what came out of a leaked email. Allegedly sent from a mid-level A&R assistant to a marketing team on November 5th, the day before Von was killed. The subject line, "Contingency plan, launch assets." The body? In the event of an unexpected event, Greenlight Rollout Pack V3. Push tribute visuals, adjust stream boost targets, have artist profiles ready to flip. Unexpected event, stream boosts, tribute visuals. Before Vaughn was even dead, before the shots were fired, before the world mourned. If this is real, and multiple insiders have confirmed at least parts of it, this wasn't a tragedy, it was a transition, a corporate one. Vaughn had been trying to go fully independent, and word was, he already had a private investor lined up. He was planning to buy back a portion of his masters, move smarter, build something on his own, and the people around him, some supported it. Bunch and others didn't. There's even text evidence mentioned but not released publicly yet that Vaughn reached out to a former artist who had also tried to go independent and mysteriously disappeared from the scene. The message read, "He was right. They don't want us owning nothing." Now fast forward, Vaughn is dead. His music streams spike. His posthumous album drops. It debuts at #1. Merch sells out in 24 hours. A new tribute collection drops 2 weeks later, designed by a creative agency that had already been contracted before the shooting happened. And the profits, controlled entirely by the same parent company listed in the contract Vaughn tried to dispute. The lawsuit Vaughn's mother filed isn't just for damages, it's a direct shot at that parent company, the label, the affiliates, the individuals named. According to sources close to the case, on the lawsuit lists misrepresentation in contract negotiations, failure to disclose fatal clauses, negligent protection, and willful negligence contributing to the artist's death. Vaughn's mom ain't just suing for money, she's trying to get those contracts voided, trying to take back control of her son's legacy, and if she wins, it would set a legal precedent that could shake the entire industry. One lawyer posted this on Twitter: "If this lawsuit sticks, labels are gonna have to rethink everything, because artists dying can't keep being a business strategy." That post got taken down in an hour. Meanwhile, fans are doing what the blogs won't, pulling up old tweets, cross-checking release dates. One user noticed that Vaughn's music videos were uploaded in a suspicious pattern, as if someone knew exactly when to drop what. The tempo, it's the theme, the captions. Everything lined up with a marketing plan, a plan that only works if the artist is gone. Vaughn's mom reportedly told someone close to her, "He wasn't just killed in the street, he was killed in the paperwork. They signed his death." And maybe the scariest part? Someone from inside the label has gone quiet. A person who used to be loud on socials, always posting, always hyping up releases. Gone. Deleted. No trace. And according to a Reddit moderator who spoke anonymously, someone tried to scrub Vaughn-related threads the night the lawsuit hit. Old posts vanished. Edits were made. Bots activated. It's like someone's trying to clean up digital footprints. Fast. And Vaughn's mother, she's not backing down. Not with this lawsuit, not with the investigators, and definitely not with the truth, because this time, the industry didn't just lose an artist, they left fingerprints on the crime scene, and now she's holding up every single receipt. And as the court date approaches, one question is echoing across every platform. If the death was random, why does everything look like a rollout? More to come. The files are leaking, the names are coming, and someone's going down, because King Von wasn't just murdered, he was monetized. The moment that leaked call log hit Twitter, the story exploded again. A known Atlanta promoter, who had kept silent since 2020, was now allegedly tied to a phone call made to King Von just hours before he was shot. The number had been registered under a fake name, but it pinged near the Monaco Hookah Lounge. And guess who else was in the area at that exact moment? According to surveillance stills pulled from a side alley camera, a figure in a black hoodie that fans believe was the same man seen whispering to Quando Rondo's security outside the club. Nobody's saying names yet, but people who were mutuals with Vaughn on Finsta back in 2020 claim he had already suspected the move was coming. One account posted a screenshot of an old close friend story from Vaughn where he wrote, "Somebody close keep moving like they waiting for me to slip." The date? November 4th. But the story really caught fire when a private conversation between two label insiders leaked in a group chat. The chat was called Clean Slate. Screenshots showed one user saying, "We just need to get past discovery. Once this gets tossed, everything's safe." Another replied, "It won't get tossed. They've got audio." Someone broke NDA. Fans went into overdrive. Who broke the NDA? Who's talking? And what audio are they scared of? Then, like clockwork, someone posted a short 27-second clip on Telegram. It was audio. You couldn't hear much, but it was clearly Von's voice, mid-conversation, saying, "So they gonna eat off my name if I'm gone? That's what we on now?" It was like a knife through the internet. The clip was gone in 10 minutes, but fans had already saved it, remixed it, layered it over slowed down versions of "Took Her to the O." The TikToks flooded in. Everyone had a theory. One of Von's old producers even joined in on live that night and with glassy eyes said, "Von told me in the booth, they love me right now, but they'll love me more if I die. I thought he was just venting. Now, I think he knew." Meanwhile, blogs who had ignored the story suddenly scrambled to get back on it, but their angles were safe. They weren't touching the lawsuit's core accusation, that a hidden clause gave the label a financial boost in the event of Von's death. And that clause, according to someone close to the legal team, it was drafted in late September 2020 and amended 3 times. The final amendment being October 31st, just 6 days before Von was killed. That's not random. That's intentional. It gets worse. A freelance videographer from Atlanta who shot backstage footage at Von's final video shoot dropped a chilling comment under an old clip. He didn't trust the driver. He made us switch cars before leaving. Said he felt watched. The driver, by the way, wasn't part of Von's regular crew. Booked last minute. And his number? Now disconnected. Then came the social media purge. Within 24 hours of the lawsuit hitting national headlines, multiple Twitter and Instagram accounts that had been active during Von's final months started disappearing. Some were fan pages, but others, real people. One in particular, a woman who had posted herself hanging with Von's crew multiple times in 2020, deactivated after being tagged over 3,000 times in a single day. Fans pointed out that she had made a post just 3 days before his death that said, "Sometimes you gotta make choices that change everything." Comment sections flooded. "You knew." "How much did they pay you?" "You got blood on your hands." No response. Just digital silence. Then something wild happened. An anonymous YouTube channel called OTF Allegedly uploaded a video titled The Boardroom Call. The video only had one image, a grainy zoom screenshot showing 4 blurred out faces, timestamped November 2nd. The audio underneath, a chopped up conversation, heavily distorted, but with clear phrases like, "He's a liability now. We got options. It's unfortunate, but we protect the investment." The video hit 150,000 views before it was removed. Copyright strike, no details, no appeal, just gone. And then the rumors about the insurance policy started surfacing again. That same parent label group Von had tried to separate from allegedly filed a key man insurance policy on Von just months before his death. These types of policies are common in the music biz, but what fans pointed out is who the beneficiary was, not his family. Not his team, the company. A Reddit post titled "Death was a business move" laid it all out. Clauses, payment dates, executive names. The post got taken down for violating personal information policy, but screenshots are still everywhere. Even lawyers started tweeting. One entertainment attorney said, "This lawsuit is going to expose how these contracts are really structured. Artists don't even know how valuable their death becomes." Meanwhile, Von's mom finally spoke. Not in a post, not in an interview. She walked out of court holding a folder and whispered to a reporter, "They thought I was just grieving. I was watching, listening, learning. Now I'm ready." And the label, silent. Every artist tied to the case has either gone ghost, turned off comments, or started posting spiritual quotes like, "Only God knows. Don't believe everything you hear. Peace over pressure, but peace ain't coming." Pressure is, because now the fans are detectives. People are digging into the studio security cam footage from 2 nights before Von's death. In one clip, Von is seen arguing with someone off camera. He says, "I told you I don't need them no more. I got my own plan." That's when the video cuts. Security claims the rest of the footage is corrupted. Too convenient. And guess what else got corrupted? Von's laptop, the one he kept with him on tour. The hard drive inside was wiped clean when it was returned to his family. No sessions, no demos, no notes. The only thing left was a single file. read_me_if_I am_gone.txt. That file, encrypted. The legal team is trying to crack it. And if they do, It might finally tell us who Vaughn knew was behind it all, but until then, one thing is clear. Vaughn saw it coming. He didn't die clueless. He didn't walk into chaos by mistake. He was trying to get out, take ownership, protect his legacy. But someone, somewhere, realized Vaughn alive was powerful, but Vaughn gone was profitable. And now that truth is unraveling in real time, because the deeper you go, the more obvious it gets. This wasn't just a tragedy, it was a transaction. And Vaughn's mom, she's about to collect every single receipt. The next wave of leaks is coming, and the name on the next file might be someone we all thought was innocent, because in this story, even the quietest ones got dirty hands. When the encrypted file labeled read_me_if_I am_gone.txt finally got cracked, it didn't just confirm suspicions, it changed everything. According to someone inside the legal team, someone risking everything just by leaking this. The file was a voice memo hidden inside a dummy text document, and it wasn't just Vaughn speaking casually. It was him documenting the exact moment he realized he was being played from the inside. The voice is low, focused, like he's pacing back and forth in a hotel room. I've been feeling it. Something off. Emphasis around me too quiet. They smiling in my face, but I seen the emails. I know who getting paid if I die. If anything happened to me, no, it wasn't no op, it was business. Some label shit. One of them already signed the papers. That one sentence, already signed the papers, lit the internet on fire. Because buried in Vaughn's last contract, which was unsealed just days before the voice memo leaked, was a posthumous licensing agreement that automatically activated in the event of artist incapacitation. In simple terms, if Vaughn died, his unreleased music could be legally monetized without pause. The label wouldn't need family approval, they wouldn't need artist intent, they'd own the drop, and the drop was timed. You can't make this up. The very next day after the memo leaked, fans flooded Vaughn's old SoundCloud page. People started decoding old lyrics, slowed down verses, reversed hooks. One fan posted a breakdown of Armed and Dangerous, arguing that Vaughn predicted his own betrayal in the second verse. They talk loyalty, but they split checks / if I go, they gon' stream, flex, and forget checks. It didn't stop there. A major twist came from an unexpected source. A former Atlanta police dispatcher. She came forward on TikTok, voice disguised, face blurred, claiming she was working the night Vaughn was killed. In a now deleted clip, she said, "We were told to delay the paramedics. I swear on my life," dispatch said, "wait for clearance." That ain't normal protocol when someone's actively bleeding. Comments exploded. This just became something else. If they delayed the medics, it wasn't just negligence, that's conspiracy. Who gave that order? That same week, Vaughn's mother filed a motion to subpoena emergency response records. She's going after timestamps, radio calls, body cam footage, and the names of the officers who showed up at Monaco that night. But then came the moment that shifted the entire narrative. Vaughn's a known affiliate of a major Chicago rapper, someone close to both Vaughn and Dirk, went live and cracked under pressure. You could tell he didn't mean to say what he said, but the chat was egging him on. The comments were blowing up. People were calling him a rat, asking why he vanished for 2 years. And then he snapped. Y'all think I'm the reason Vaughn gone? Man, y'all don't know shit. Y'all don't even know who signed that deal. Ask them why his album dropped so quick. Ask them why the tribute merch was already designed. Ask them who flew out the country the day after the funeral. The live ended. His page went private, but not before screen recordings flooded TikTok and Twitter. Ask them who flew out. That line kept ringing in people's ears because there was someone. He saw a creative director credited on Vaughn's last posthumous album. The one with the tribute visuals and deluxe box sets reportedly left the country 24 hours after Vaughn's funeral. Fans tracked his IG stories. A flight to Amsterdam, then silence. No more posts, no interviews, nothing. And here's the real twist. That same creative director had posted a story on November 5th, the day before Vaughn died, showing a computer screen with folder names like King_Vaughn_tribute_final and rep_assets. At the time, nobody thought anything of it. Now it looks like they were preparing before the trigger was ever pulled. And then, the biggest twist yet, one that left the entire culture stunned. Vaughn's little cousin, a teenager who had never spoken publicly, posted a message to his private story. He screenshotted a group text thread from October 2020. And in it, Vaughn tells the family, "Don't trust a redacted name. If I don't make it, just know I tried to break away." The redacted name. The cousin didn't hide it. It was a major name in the industry. Someone fans have never questioned. Someone still active, still powerful, still tied to major deals. Within 24 hours of that screenshot going viral, the cousin's account was gone. Deleted, not private, gone. Friends said he disappeared from school. Family won't comment. Fans are now saying this wasn't just a setup. It was a business hit, a controlled takedown. Because Vaughn wasn't wild, he was getting organized. He was putting pressure on people who thought he would stay in line, and when he didn't, he became more valuable dead than alive. Yeah, this theory gained even more steam when a private Discord server leaked a contract showing a payout made to an unnamed third-party protection consultant the day after Vaughn's death. The amount, $120,000. The sender, a shell company tied to a label group. The purpose, listed as post-event operational costs. Post-event. Who gets paid for a death like that? The family didn't. The team didn't. But somebody did. And now Vaughn's mom is demanding the court force that company to disclose every document, email, and name attached to that transfer. And guess who's trying to block it? A law firm that also represents 3 other artists who've died in the past 5 years under similar, unusual circumstances. Same type of rollout, same tribute merch, same spike in streams. This isn't isolated anymore. This is a blueprint. And Vaughn was the first one to try to expose it before it happened. That's why his laptop was wiped. That's why his team splintered after his death. That's why the hard drive labeled cold files, rumored to have studio convos, FaceTime screen records, text backups, has never been recovered, or maybe never released. Some believe Vaughn's mother has it, that she's holding it for the final court push, that she's building toward one final reveal that will name every single person who profited off her son's death. Because this lawsuit isn't about a dollar amount anymore, it's about truth. And if what she has comes out in full, careers will be ruined, brands will pull out, people we thought were untouchable will be in court explaining why their email address showed up in a posthumous rollout dated November 2nd, 3 days before the murder. Vaughn's story isn't over. It's finally being told, piece by piece, file by file, memo by memo, and every day another brick falls out the wall they tried to build around the truth. Because King Von was more than a rapper. He was a threat to the system, and the system handled him like one. Now the people who pulled strings in the dark, they're finally being dragged into the light, and some of them won't survive what's coming next. They were hoping it would blow over, that people would move on, that the drama would fade into another rap conspiracy swept under YouTube comments and Reddit rabbit holes. But they underestimated one thing: Vaughn's mama wasn't letting go, and now the courtroom ain't even open yet, but the war has already started in a move nobody saw coming. Her legal team dropped a motion to depose multiple high-ranking label executives, an Atlanta PD officer, a social media manager tied to the posthumous tribute rollout, and, for the first time ever, a close associate of Lil Durk. The paperwork is public, the names are blacked out, but it didn't take long for the internet to figure it out. Fans started piecing it together. A certain VP at a major label suddenly stepped down, citing personal reasons. One of the artists under that same label deactivated their Instagram and turned off comments. And a known industry PR rep tweeted and deleted a post that said, "Y'all better get ND as tight. It's gonna be a messy year." But the most unexpected name caught in the blast: a female artist who had just been signed weeks before Vaughn's death. Her breakout single featured Vaughn, and the contract that landed her on the label? Signed 3 days after Vaughn's passing. Fans noticed she never posted a tribute, never spoke on him again. Then someone found a voice note in a group chat from 2020 where she said, "I didn't know they were gonna go through with it. I thought it was just talk." That leaked. It was everywhere. She claimed it was fake. Her label said it was edited, but the timing, the silence, the sudden vacation to Bali, none of it sat right. Meanwhile, Vaughn's mom had a quiet meeting with an independent journalist, off camera, no press, no audio. But the reporter later tweeted, "She's holding evidence that could collapse more than a label, like it could bring down a system." That tweet was hit with a legal takedown within 4 hours. The journalist's account suspended. And while the industry scrambled to plug leaks, the internet kept exposing more. A new surveillance angle from outside Monaco Lounge surfaced. This one showing a black SUV double parking behind Vaughn's car at 3:17 a.m. The SUV never moves. Inside the court docks, that vehicle is flagged, registered to a company that rents out private protection services to music labels. Why was a private security vehicle tailing Von's car if he wasn't booked for that night officially? And more importantly, why was that same company paid out 2 days later by the same entity tied to the tribute rollout? It gets deeper, because in one of the biggest discoveries of the entire case, a burner phone used during Von's final days was allegedly found wiped, but not destroyed. A forensic team recovered partial data, and inside it, find a draft message Von never sent. They got me cornered. If I stay, I'm theirs. If I leave, I lose everything. Either way, they gon' own my name. That line hit the fan base like a bullet to the chest, because now it wasn't just about a betrayal, it was about ownership, about control, about a man realizing he was being traded like a product, and there was no way out. At the same time, behind closed doors, the pressure mounted. One label attorney reportedly suffered a panic attack during a deposition after being questioned about pre-written PR statements for artist loss scenarios, statements that had template dates set for multiple artists, including Von, months before any tragedy occurred. That leak alone had fans flooding the internet. Whoa, TikTok's racked up millions of views with titles like, they had RIP posts pre-written. Von wasn't killed, he was retired. This ain't music, it's murder for profit. Then came the text messages, a now viral screenshot allegedly between a known Atlanta club promoter and an unnamed third party was posted to Reddit and then vanished. The message read, "He there, no vest, no crew, 2 others with him. Moment they outside, move." Comment sections erupted, fans were divided. Some said the screenshot was fake, others pointed out the timestamp, 3:12 a.m., just minutes before the shooting. And here's where it gets worse. A leaked security memo from the club's internal email showed that a certain artist's team had cleared the backdoor entrance hours earlier, even though that artist was never on the bill that night. That artist? And the same one Von confronted outside. Why was that team allowed in first? Why did security not stop the fight? Why did the cops arrive so fast, yet medics arrived so slow? And why did one of the responding officers log his body cam as non-operational, despite the fact he had used it earlier that night at another call just blocks away? Too many questions, too few answers, until now, because Von's mother made her next move. She announced through her legal team that she's planning to release a documentary with all court-approved unreleased footage and files, regardless of how the case ends. This ain't just about court wins anymore, it's about public exposure. The moment she announced it, lawyers began filing injunctions to stop it from dropping. Some claimed it would harm the reputations of living artists. Others claimed it would interfere with ongoing business operations. Translation, they're scared, because that documentary is allegedly holding the most damning piece of evidence yet, an audio file labeled Final Call recovered from cloud backups. What's in the file? No one knows yet, but one person who's heard it, a former engineer who worked at Von's private studio, said in a DM, "It ain't a conversation, it's a warning. He knew they was moving against him. He said it out loud, and he named names." That file, if played in court or leaked online, might be the final nail. Von's sister posted something cryptic on her story the night the announcement was made. Just a black screen with 4 words. Don't say we didn't. No music, no tags, just that. Now the blogs that once ignored the lawsuit are watching closely. The artists that posted RIP tributes are going silent. One even removed their post entirely. The label pages have turned off comments, and a few media partners have already canceled interviews related to the upcoming albums of artists tied to the case. And as the internet watches this story unfold in real time, one thing is becoming more clear than ever. This was never about one night. This was never just about Monaco, never just about Quando, never just about a fight. This was about business, about ownership, about the invisible contracts rappers never see until it's too late. Von saw them, he read them, and he tried to escape, and for that, they turned his legacy into a product. But what they didn't expect was his mother turning the grief into fire, because now, everything they tried to hide is unraveling, and every quiet name in the background is getting louder, and the truth they buried with Von is rising piece by piece, and somebody's about to fall with it. Before you scroll away, take a breath breath and really think about what we just uncovered together. This isn't just another rap drama. This isn't another YouTube theory. This is a grieving mother going to war with the machine, pulling out contracts, cloud backups, unreleased files, and calling out the biggest names in the game. Not just for betrayal, but for business moves made in blood. Vaughn wasn't just caught in crossfire, he was targeted, monetized, and replaced. And the paperwork proves it. Now it's your turn to speak. Drop a comment. Do you think Vaughn saw the setup coming? Was it really a label move? Or just street politics that lined up too perfectly? Should other artists start demanding independent audits of their contracts right now? Hit that like button if you believe real justice means more than court wins. It means exposing the machine behind the murder. Subscribe if you want the unfiltered truth about what's really happening in this industry. And turn that bell on, because the next upload, it might be the one they try to take down. Because we got names, we got leaks, and we got one more piece dropping soon that's gonna crack this case wide open. You do not want to miss that. This ain't over, this is just the beginning, and Vaughn's story will never be silenced again.